to those of you who are feeling called to this reading in particular. Welcome to your mystery reading. The first thing that we're going to do is shuffle out one card from the Nightmare Before Christmas Tarot to start with how your self-talk is affecting your ability to be true to yourself. If you want to be a part of the community that I'm trying to create, subscribe and hit that notification bell. And if you're interested, you can also find me on TikTok. The link to that will be in the description. And before we get into this, remember that this is a general reading on YouTube, so if there is a message that you're struggling to find meaning in, don't worry about it, just let it go, that's okay. It could just be for someone else. Remember that this is possibly a reading for more than one person, so if something isn't resonating, that's okay. And also, I wanted to give credits where it's due and say that the tarot spread that I'm going to be using for this reading is called the Self-Reflection Tarot Spread from DavyandTracy.com. Also, the song Float by Call Me Charisma could be very significant. The movie It could be significant for somebody. Not sure how. Maybe there's some deeper meaning in the music and movies that you listen to and watch. I just saw 122. Remember that change starts with you really acknowledging and embracing your strength, and your power is going to encourage others to do the same. So how your self-talk is affecting your ability to be true to yourself is going to be represented with the 8 of Pentacles. Now the first thing that really sticks out to me on this card is this big old bag of presents. There's a lot of abundance here that you are denying yourself from, that you are lying to yourself about. There could be something here specific where you're saying, oh, it's not possible for me, and it's not even true. Like there's someone here whose self-talk is telling them that good things can't happen for them, that the potential that they feel isn't real. And you really need to address these thoughts because there's like a really imbalanced perspective here. Well, I don't know if I should say really, it depends how long you've been on this journey. But I forgot what I was talking about. I love when that happens, so I'm going to assume it was just to end there, and as soon as I looked at the clock it said 2, 3, 4, so I definitely forgot what I was talking about for a reason. But yeah, your self-talk, it's telling you negative things about reality that aren't true. Oh, I was talking about an imbalanced perspective where there's a real focus here on the darkness and the negativity in the world instead of acknowledging that life is not just dark and negative, it's also light and positive. I really feel here that someone really needs to be focused on changing their perspective on themselves so they could really change their perspective on the world and their opportunities and what truly is possible for them. You're looking at things in a self-destructive way. Maybe there's a certain way that you're comfortable, like there's a certain way that you do things to communicate that you're comfortable with, but it's not exactly healthy, and you need to find new communication skills. And I just saw 3, 4, 5 twice on the clock and on the timer in this video. The universe really wants you to trust that everything is happening for a reason, that things seem worse than they actually are for a reason, and you really need to find the curiosity to discover what that reason is. Discovering things in general could be significant. If it's not communication, there are definitely some skills here that you really need to work on. Like it feels like skills around like things mentally and emotionally and maybe even spiritually. Maybe there's some psychic senses here that you're being called to embrace and to strengthen. I just saw 4, 3, 2. Definitely that's happening for a reason. Next we're going to look at what you are hiding from yourself out of shame or fear. We have the Knight of Swords. This gives me a strong energy of being afraid of being wrong or being naive, just not knowing. It really feels strongly around being wrong, and I definitely feel this fear could be accompanied with shame. You need to change your perspective on being wrong, on misunderstanding things and not seeing things for what they are. Maybe it's hard to admit to yourself that sometimes your judgment can be a little off, and you need to look at why it's so hard to be honest with yourself about those things, because it's important to recognize those things within yourself so you can address them instead of rejecting that about you and, really losing yourself and, feeling confused about life and death and a bunch of different things. There could be an attachment here that you're not being honest with yourself about because of shame. I think you really need to not be hard on yourself simply, don't be hard on yourself because others are. There's definitely something here about learning to think for yourself where you're able to really see yourself for who you are so you can show the world who you are, not the world showing you who you are. Define yourself because nobody else defines you except for you. But of course, if there's certain things you can't change about yourself, obviously you don't have a choice in being defined that way. But if there is something about yourself that you can't change, you really need to learn to love and accept that side of yourself more and to look at the strengths in that side. And maybe even the weaknesses and how you can make those weaknesses stronger. Remember that you are human, that you are adaptable, that you are capable of change. Next, we're going to look at what is a healing aspect or influence that you can access right now to help you overcome this. Ooh. We have the Three of Pentacles. There could be someone here that you could work with, or a group of people that you could work with that could really help you address self-destructive habits. Like maybe these people are more loving. They know how to love you how you deserve to be loved. And I'm also feeling here, know the difference between, when it comes to love, know the difference between seeking approval and actually seeking love. I also got distracted a little bit because I noticed that this character, or whatever, was looking in this direction, and it really, really stood out to me before I pulled this out. And then with the Three of Pentacles here, this guy is looking at the Knight of Swords here. So maybe there's someone that you're looking at. Someone here in particular, someone feels seen by someone. Either you feel really seen by someone or someone else feels really seen by you. It could go both ways, but what I'm really feeling is being highlighted is you feeling seen by someone. There definitely feels like there's an opportunity here to collaborate with someone, communicate with someone, grow with someone. Maybe there is a certain relationship here where you don't feel the potential, like the bag of presents or the bag of gifts that you're seeing are just in your head. But there could be trust issues here. Not only just in general, especially trust issues for the universe, and that good things can happen for you that are really standing in the way of you seeing the potential of some sort of relationship or partnership. It doesn't have to be about love. It just really feels like there's a lot of fear here standing in the way of you seeing the potential and going after that potential. And did I mention that an alarm went off, and that's why the video cut off when it did? I don't know, but the alarm, I'm just going to say it again just in case. The alarm to me is a sign from the universe. They're really, really trying to get your attention on some sort of relationship or partnership. This could even be a partnership between you and your spirit guides, or you and the universe. And yes, I noticed that the camera is acting crazy right now, so and I'm just going to let it be. I don't know if I already mentioned it, but if you don't know why my camera is doing this, I don't know either. It really only happened whenever I moved to where I move now, and I'm going to try to see what I can do to really find out why my camera is doing this. But in the meantime, thank you for your patience and for not expecting me to be perfect. Just if you're here for the messages, I really, really appreciate that, and I do wish you all the best on your journey. But yeah, some partnership, the universe is really, really trying to guide you towards collaboration and productivity. Collaboration and production rather than competition. and self-gain. There's a lot of teamwork energy here. So definitely be willing to communicate. I'm saying 222, confirmation of some sort of relationship or partnership. Be honest about how you feel and don't be afraid to say no when you need to say no. There's really something here that is going to help you grow. And I just saw 2, 3, 4. Trust that everything happens for a reason. And I just dropped all these cards. And I accidentally flipped over this deck and we have the Hierophant, which you can't even see. But the Hierophant really is, feels like a sign or a message for you to seek guidance and to communicate with the universe and your spirit guides, to communicate spiritually so you can really find the answers that you really, really need. Next, we're going to look at what you need to let go of. We have Temperance. Actually, I noticed in this spread there's a lot of green here. You can even see that without, my camera being blurry. But yeah, there's a lot of green here. Maybe being in nature or the color, specifically green, could be significant. I heard verde, which is green in Italian. So if you're being called to learn a different language, especially if it's of your ancestors, you're being encouraged to keep doing that. But if it's not of your ancestors, that's okay. And I also saw 3, 3, 3. There's learning a language could definitely be a skill here that you're being called to grow and to invest in and to expand. Maybe there's something specific with learning this language or however many languages. There's a reason you're feeling called to learn languages or a language. But what you need to let go of is the idea of things being perfect and running smoothly and things flowing perfectly, if that makes sense. It feels like you're afraid of this partnership because you're afraid of conflict. And I really feel like you need to change your perspective on conflict and just challenges in general, and just trust yourself to, that you will know what to do, you'll know what to say. Whatever this situation is, there is room for you to be honest and to set boundaries and to protect yourself if you need to. I feel like if you communicate clearly with this person that partnership is being offered with, things will be okay. Yeah, I just saw 4, 4, 4. There's something foundational about this relationship that you really, really need to work on. And it has a lot to do with communicating and just being able to say no. So maybe this isn't really about romance, and you could be being called, if this is a romantic interest, to keep it a romantic interest, to just focus on staying friends and growing. There's something very friendly and very loving and nurturing about this partnership. Don't be afraid to take this opportunity. It definitely doesn't feel like a bad thing. With the 8 of Pentacles here, there's definitely a lot to gain from this situation, and there could be gifts, either physically or literally, that could be significant. And I'm also feeling something here about spiritual gifts, your psychic senses. I feel like this partnership is going to help heighten those. But yeah, I think your need for things to be perfect stems from expecting yourself to be perfect, and then you're projecting this expectation of perfection on yourself onto someone else or this partnership or whatever. It's okay to have conflict, to disagree. It's just about communicating and being honest and making sure that both parties are holding themselves accountable and, doing things with integrity. Integrity definitely feels like a big theme here. This person definitely does, or this group of people, feel like there's true integrity here. It feels like this person or these people really want to do right by you, but they don't know what that is if you don't communicate how you feel. Yeah, there's just so much love in this situation, whether it's romance or not, and you're definitely being gravitated toward it, but you're definitely being guided to take up this opportunity and see what it has to offer you, to go into it with curiosity, with a sense of adventure, and to not expect anything. For your last card, we're going to look at what you need to embrace or nurture right now. This could be this person, you need to, maybe there could be something here with getting comfortable with hugging, intimacy issues could be a problem. or, just something that you struggle with. I totally understand that. But there could also be something here about helping to nurture this person, like a give and take kind of situation. They're going to help you grow and feel safe and all that good stuff, and you're going to have the same effect on them. With the yin and yang symbol here, this definitely feels like it could be a twin flame situation. Doesn't have to be. Definitely be careful with the labels that you use, like the spiritual labels. When it comes to the relationships in your life, if it helps, just don't use a label at all, and just see, look at this from like, I'm trying to learn and I'm trying to grow kind of thing, if that makes sense. But we need to embrace our nurture right now. Wow, is the 7 of Cups. And I wanted to say the 7 of Swords. Oh my gosh, yay, the camera's back. So I'm glad that you can finally see these cards. But the 7 of Cups here. The universe and your spirit guides really want to embrace decision making your own decisions. They really want you to embrace your independence and to really, really step into your self-confidence through trusting yourself and believing in yourself. This is why it's important to be open to being wrong, so that way when you really are wrong, you can address that and learn from it instead of run away from it and feel ashamed by it, There's definitely a theme of shame here that needs to be addressed. There's something here that you're feeling ashamed about that you really even shouldn't be. And if people in your life are making you feel ashamed about it, maybe they're just not meant for you, and that's okay. I also think you need to embrace the mystery of the situation, to allow yourself to just be a kid again, to just explore and to have fun and to not take things too seriously, but to also take things seriously enough so you can have some integrity. But yeah, it feels like there's a lot of joy to come from this partnership. And yes, definitely, it might be best to expect conflict, but don't assume that this conflict is going to end in something bad. Sometimes it takes conflict to get to something good. You just have to be able to discern what's worth fighting for, what's worth arguing about. And I really think that having more realistic expectations on yourself is going to help you have more realistic expectations on this person, twin flame or not. I also felt drawn to this kind of like ghostly figure coming through this bubbling pot. So there could be someone here who's being guided towards mediumship, working with ghosts, ghost hunting. I should rather say spirits. For some reason, I feel like ghosts can be a little insulting, like just the label. But yeah, if you're being called to work with spirits in whatever way you feel called to, definitely follow that calling. And it stood out even more when, we get the 7 of Cups here, and there's a bunch of, we'll call them spirits coming out of bottles. It's making me think of Sims, whenever like a Sim dies and there's a ghost around your house and they haunt things. And I just saw 1010. So this ghostly, spiritly type of energy that I'm really picking up on could simply just be your spirit guides and them trying to let you know that they're there for you. They want to communicate. They really want to connect with you and for you to see your true purpose and your true potential. They really, really want you to take on this opportunity to grow and to expand, even if this partnership doesn't end in the best outcome. I don't think you're going to regret taking up this opportunity. To wrap this up, I'm just going to get a few cards from the Prisma Visions Tarot to see what other messages want to come through. I don't know if I already mentioned it, I just saw 111, but I'm using the tarot spread, well, at least for these 5 cards here. It's not even in the same placement that this website had it in, but I'm using the Self-Reflection Tarot spread from DavyandTracy.com. These few cards from the Prisma Visions Tarot is not part of the spread. I'm just adding these in just because I felt called to, and I just saw 1122. That could be a very important number for someone. Ooh, and now we have the High Priestess with your third eye and the moon. Interesting. So this instantly gave me very strong, very mysterious energy. Didn't help that, that mysterious energy came up through the 7 of Cups. So I definitely feel here that you need to learn to embrace the mystery and the unknown, to not expect the worst, but to also not expect the best. You're really, really being called to be open to all types of opportunities all types of outcomes. 1, 2, 3, you're definitely being called to do that for a reason. Trust that if you feel like it's for a reason, trust that it is. I just saw 12-12, which is a strong confirmation here that communication and boundaries are what you really need to be focused on right now. Like, I feel like your inner voice and your intuition is really trying to guide you towards this partnership, and you should definitely take it. The third eye, know that over time your intuition will become stronger. I don't know who needed to hear that, but that message just came through. And I did see 1, 2, 3, 4, so definitely someone needed to hear that. We also have the moon for the next card. We have the 9 of Pentacles with Venus and Virgo. So I feel like there is definitely a lot of abundance in this partnership, or partnerships, if it's a group of people. There's a lot to gain here. And it really feels like it could even be materially. Remember that whatever you invest in will grow. So pay attention to what you're investing in. Make sure you're making sacrifices that you truly trust and truly believe in. Right now, what you really need to put above all else is loving yourself. To be able to communicate and set boundaries with others, you really first need to be able to be honest with yourself and to say no to yourself. And I just saw 3, 3, 3. There's a lot of growth here when it comes to focusing on yourself. And, don't be afraid to take that opportunity to try new things and to just not be perfect. I just saw 3, 4, 5. Trust that everything happens for a reason. And I also went into the message. I got a message that if you're going into something that you've never done before, there's absolutely no way you're going to be perfect at it the first time. So you might as well accept that now. It's okay to not be perfect. I really strongly feel that energy coming through. For your last card, we have, wow, the Hermit. There's definitely something here about embracing the darkness within you rather than running away from it, allowing yourself to feel the anxiety, the depression, the anger, the fear, the sadness, whatever it is. Allow yourself to feel what you need to feel. Allow your body to feel what it needs to feel. If your emotions kind of express in a physical way, like if you experience anxiety, if you're feeling shaky, just allow yourself to feel and validate yourself. It's okay to feel how you're feeling, and just remember that you have the power to change how you're feeling. And I just saw 4, 4, 4 while I was saying all that, so definitely be focused on your foundation, your internal foundation. Remember, without you, there is nothing. There is no dream job. There is no happy home. There is no loving relationship. And I just saw 15, 15. There's some devil tempting kind of energy standing in the way here that you need to address and need to learn to detach from. Really feeling that. And I noticed here with the Hermit and the High Priestess, the third eye is being highlighted twice. So definitely trust your intuition. Trust what your inner voice is trying to tell you, and know that no matter what challenges you face, you are going to be okay. You're going to be safe. I think you really need to change your perspective on loss here, maybe even something as big as death. It definitely feels that between you and this partner or whatever, or partners, there's a lot of growing here that you need to do on an individual level for everyone involved, and taking this opportunity is really going to help make that happen. I really feel like there is a lot of dark energy here, like when you look in the Hermit and then the High Priestess. Maybe darkness and the unknown makes you feel anxious, and you really need to change your perspective on the dark, to not be afraid of it, to embrace it just as much as you embrace your light, because that's life, that's truth. And I just saw 1616. That reduces down to master number 77 for me. So remember that the more that you give to yourself, mentally, emotionally, spiritually, the more that you are able to receive physically, the more that you are able to manifest in terms of like things that you want and that you really deserve. That will be the end of your reading. I hope that it was helpful or relevant in some way. If you'd like to hit the like button to show me that, that is the best way to support me. And if you'd like to offer even more support, you can donate through the thanks button directly below the video. Absolutely not obligated, but always very much appreciated. Feel free to leave a comment if you have any. I'd really love to connect with you more. Thank you so much for watching, and I hope to see you around.